So you look here, I just deleted all the code in our example.html file. I'm going to be explaining in this video quick boilerplates and quick HTML elements. So when I first explained how to make boilerplates, I explained it the long way like this. You know, making it by hand basically. There's a better way, a faster way. If you just type in HTML and press tab, it will create it for you. And it also creates it with a few extra things. You can keep all this here. It may be a little bit intimidating. What is all this doing? But we're actually going to explain what all this does. The lang, this is the direction attribute, the meta tag, the charge that I'm going to be explaining all this later on. I'll keep the lang attribute because if you remember in the validator lecture, it was complaining that there was no lang attribute. So I'll leave that in there. That seems okay. So again, HTML, press tab and it creates it for you. I'm going to keep all this here. It doesn't make any difference. Trust me, it doesn't. So also another thing you have to note that I've seen people in the past say it's not working. I can't make a quick boilerplate. You have to you have to be in a .html file to do that. So if you create a new file and it's not HTML and or if it's a new file, I think in here when you make a new file you have to save it. But in other text editors like Sublime, you could make a new file and have it just not be saved as anything. So it'll just be called new file. And then if you try to do HTML tab, it'll actually just do something like this. It'll do nothing. So make sure that you're in a HTML file, HTML tab, and that's like the third time I've done that, so I'm not going to do that anymore. But okay, let's do quick elements. So also, we've been making HTML elements like the H1 or the P tag the long way. We've been doing it like this. Now you could make that however you want. You could make it character by character like this. Me, I find that a little bit long. I have a sort of peculiar way of making them, as you may have noticed, but it doesn't matter. Especially now that I'm going to explain how to quickly make them. So if you just press H1 and then press tab, it makes it for you, and it's already the cursor or the selector is already in the middle of the tag, ready to write some text. So you could just go hello world. Whoops. Same thing with the P tag. Very quickly, lorem done. P tag, H2, heading 2, P tag, and inside the P tag you could put inside here. I'm gonna put an H1 paragraph. Can't even spell today. And in here I'm gonna put more lorem ipsum. It's saying that this isn't closed properly. Why is that? It doesn't like, I guess it doesn't like the H1 being in a P tag. Usually you could put stuff in there. In any case, let's just take that out. Cool. So let's see what that looks like. So there's that. And this was made a lot quicker than it would usually take us to make a simple. Making all this was made faster than it would take just to make this. So you get the point. You could use this with any single HTML tag. You can do something like, I'm not going to explain div tags right now, but you can go div and it creates a class for you and it automatically indents it for you here. Like when you make an H1, it stays in line, but let me delete all this. When you make an H1, it's all on one line, but for a div tags are usually meant just to contain other things, so it automatically is working. It automatically does that for you, and it makes it class, which I don't really like because you don't always want to give it a class, and you don't even know what a class is yet, so don't worry about that.